one of our core values was no assholes.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for saying it.
I know, well, earlier I was like, oh, can I even say the word?
What do you think it takes to run a truly global company as a CEO?
To run a truly global company, I think it's important to build in very strong systems of communication that will survive across language barriers, across time zones, across geographies. I think it's very important to build trust with your team.
Yeah.
Because you can't always be there. You can't always...
So you already copied my trust and transparency. When is thoroughness coming?
When you told me about the 3 T's that Multiplier had, I thought that was a really, really powerful and concise way of articulating.
You know, I had a head of marketing before my current head of marketing, and she said like, oh, we have to change this. I'm like, hell no. You can change everything. You can't change my values.
No, but it's great. And the 3 is also, it's very clear. Yeah. And I like the thoughtfulness as well, because I think one thing that I always love to do is for any value, like pair it with a question. Yeah. And so, you know, for thoughtfulness, it's like, you can look at decisions and be like, are we being thoughtful here? Are we really considering this? Are we being, transparent? I think that, having a example as well for a team of this is what this value doesn't look like. Yeah. We had for a really long time at the Muse, we had one of our core values was no assholes. Yeah. And
thank you for saying it.
I know, well, earlier I was like, oh, can I even say the word?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it was interesting. Yeah. We had to be careful that people didn't interpret that as no direct feedback. Yeah. Or no conflict. Yeah. We actually had to create a whole thing that was like, look, telling someone you disagree with them, that's not being a jerk. Yeah. Telling someone that their work needs to be better, that they didn't hit the bar, that's not being a jerk either. Yeah. Being a jerk is being dismissive to another human being. It's being rude. And I think once we really articulated, like, there's a Goldilocks zone of, it's not too direct, but it's not too soft. This is what we're aiming for. It really helped people sort of guide. And anytime we did a performance review, we would also do a review of whether people were living out the values of the company as well.
Very interesting. In our experience, we've realized 2 or 3 things. One is, like, personally, we started the firm in Singapore. Now we live in New York. US is our biggest market. And we have leadership team with 7 or 8 nationalities across time zones. One thing I've just realized is patience to understand culture is so important.
Yes.
I might say, no, please don't speak any English. The other person is listening, oh, he hates English language. No, I don't. So it's really important to have
very intentional strategy around how people will see each other and will build both as the kind of practical communication, how information is transmitted, but also seeing people's faces, to your point, and hearing directly from each other. So I used to do this at the Muse. We would have a monthly all hands where people could submit questions. We would have presentations. We also used it as a way to spotlight different parts of the team and give different people the microphone.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Tell me more about it.
So we had 2 different ways. Yeah. One was more work-focused and one was more team-focused. Yeah. The work-focused one is anyone at the company could nominate a project or an initiative to be shared in all hands. And then the executive team would pick, and we would generally invite people to put together just a 5-minute presentation. Yeah. It could be any level of the company.
We do exactly that.
Really?
It's beautiful. We do exactly that, yeah.
You first of all, you let people see their colleagues shine. Yeah. You allow work to have a spotlight, and the best cases, people get curious. Maybe they have an idea that supports the work. So that was something that I really enjoyed doing. We also did personal spotlights sometimes. Yeah. So if we had an agenda that was a little bit light, sometimes we would invite different members of the team to just introduce themselves and share a little bit about their career path, what they do outside of work. Yeah. It's like a 1-slide template, and it was amazing. And people could also, again, nominate their colleagues. Oh, so-and-so is so interesting. They should give a little presentation. It was just a great way of also helping people see the humans behind the name and title. Because I think it can be dangerous for a company when people start to see each other as just, oh, that's the analyst, that's the engineer. No, they're a full-on human
Kathryn,
with family and loves and passions and everything.
I almost feel like I worked in your company, and that's where I actually didn't copy you. We also have a very similar section where we reward 3 people. Somebody who stood for trust, somebody who stood for transparency, and somebody who stood for thoroughness. And we actually send out a survey for people to vote, and they would vote for their colleagues and write down an example where this person has stood for a trust value and how they've been a torchbearer. Absolutely love it.
I love that. And again, it's allowing, it's celebrating your values. It's allowing people to really hold up their colleagues and get to know each other better. And that's amazing.